Hello! Today, this video is going to be my top 10 books of 2015. Why top 10? Because I don't think I've really read enough to have a top 14. I only read 32 books this year. And beat my Goodreads goal by 2, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Because reading 30 books in a year is, to me, it's a pretty good deal of books to read. So I'm going to start off at my number 10. My 10th most favourite read this year would have to be the entire trilogy. I've only got the third one here because I finished it just not too long ago. Yeah, this is my number 10, the trilogy by Amanda Hocking. At number 9 on my list is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, illustrated by, can't remember the name of the guy. But yes, I really enjoyed this book. The illustrations and everything in it were just really awesome. Storyline and everything. Yeah, it did really good, I think. At number 8 on my list is the whole Vampire Academy series. I read the whole thing this year and I really enjoyed it, much more than I thought I would. I read Twilight when the movies were out, well, most of the movies were out, and that really put me off the whole vampire novel, and so I was really skeptical picking up Vampire Academy, but I did. And then I thought, after reading the first one, may as well give the second one a go, and I did. Thought it was better than the first, and I kept reading, and then in September, when I finished the whole series, I was left in a book hangover, so I'm like, no, what do I read next? But I really enjoyed this series much more than I thought I would. That's why it's my top books of 2014, because it sort of impressed me a bit. Left me wanting more. That's why I'm going to be reading the Bloodlines next year at some point. Maybe, probably. Next up on my list is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I picked this up because I'd heard good things about it, and yeah, I read it, and the photos really went well with the story, and I was just like, I like this book, it's really different and stuff. I like the whole sort of time travel sort of thing that it had going on, if you can call it time travel. It's probably like a really big spoiler, sorry. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book and stuff. And yeah, you guys should probably go and read this at some point, because it's really cool. And yeah, number 6 on this list is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This book was really easy to read. It leads you on a journey through Oz after Dorothy's left and then come back and then decided to rule the entirety of Oz and then harvest its magic and stuff. And this girl, another girl from Texas named Amy, she ends up getting swept away in another tornado, just whatever it was, hurricane, and dumped her and her house in Oz and stuff, and it's a really cool twist with one of the characters as well. That's really cool. Yeah, I really liked it. I am curious to see where all these characters go. Next on this list is The Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angel, the manga edition. I've already read Clockwork Angel, but I read the actual book of it at some point this holidays. Wanted to get into Clockwork Prince, and so hence why I got the manga, so I could remember what happened. But I didn't want to sit through the whole of the first book again trying to remember what happened. So that's why I like that. That's why I get the manga of all the graphic novels of books, so I can really truly remember what happened, or for the most part and stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the art style, the manga, but yeah. I liked it. I was just like, because it's the Infernal Devices and, you know, really cool, like, really cool stories and really cool books and stuff. So hopefully I'll be getting to the next book next year, this 2015. Next book on the list at number 4 is Paper Towns by John Green. Yeah, this book it's really cool. I think it's about all these books. This book is in my top 5, so you know it's up there. I like the idea of the whole group of friends trying to find this other friend, kind of run away, but leave little clues as to where she is and stuff. And then I just like the whole idea of hearing about fake towns and stuff that are put on maps just for copyright reasons and everything. I reckon it's like a really cool idea and stuff. At number 3 is an entire trilogy, and it's the Unearthly trilogy by Cynthia Hand. I've really, since I read the whole series, and it wasn't straight afterwards, but a few months after I'd finished this series, so I read it in March, I just thought, wow, I really actually enjoyed that book. I just found myself afterwards, I kept thinking about it, so I was like, oh, I might have to read that again sometime, because it's just if you keep thinking about a book, or the storyline of a book after you finished reading it, then you know it's gonna stick with you for a while. At number 2 on my list is the first 2 books in the Outlander series. This is the 3rd book. This cover is an much older edition because I don't have the first 2 with me, but I do have the 3rd. I read the first one and most of the second in 2010, but in my head, because I was only like 18, 19 when I read them, more 18, I don't think I enjoyed them nearly as much because my head wasn't in the right place to be able to read them. So now that the TV show coming out prompted me to reread them. So I did, and I'm like, oh my god, these books are actually really cool. And yeah, so I'm gonna be reading the 3rd one next year, probably number 3 and 4. So I reckon reading 2 books a year is a good thing instead of trying to marathon the whole series. I mean, this book is mass market paperback and is 1,059 pages long. And so, you know, wow. That is a mega long book. I'm gonna wait to read this one. And number 1 on my list for this year is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I read this one over like 36 hours and I was staying up to like 2 in the morning trying to finish it because, you know, even though it's a short book, but it feels like it's much longer and you get so much story out of it. I keep seeing this in books in stores and stuff, and I've been meaning to read it since I've heard other booktubers talking about it, and now I finally got it with some Christmas money and I read it. I thought it would stay on my shelves for like ages. Well, I wanted a summer read, so I picked this one up because, you know, the cover looks like summer. And yeah, then I just flew through it and I enjoyed it way more than I thought it would. That's why it's at number 1. And it really, I don't want to say too much about it, but it makes you think a little bit. Yeah, I want to say that. It sort of makes you think. So this is it for my top reads of 2014, my top 10. And I will probably see you in the new year. So everybody, don't get too drunk, don't party too hard, but come on, it's New Year's. Of course you're gonna get off your mind and stuff. I don't know what you guys. I don't know what everyone does on New Year's. Jeez, I'm staying at home this year.